Alright, I'd like to do some more very calm words about Austin Lee Meredith. Now, Austin Lee Meredith, somebody asked me, they wanted me to find Austin Lee Meredith on the board. Okay, I found myself. I found somebody else in my reality. Okay, I think this one on top symbolizes everybody else because this is the cipher for simple gematria, where you literally create Tetris blocks with your sonic geometry that combine into a final matrix of whatever shape and size to be the most balanced version of your name. And at the end of the day, it'll be all circled, meaning that you're the one. She's the one. I'm the one. But Austin Lee Meredith is literally the one. It's all about 5-to-1 code. It's all about understanding these 5, making them into the flower, okay? With 1x2 petals, 4 of them, with the 5th 1x2 probably going in out of the plane. 5-2-1. Now, Austin Lee Meredith. Austin. The first letter of the alphabet is the A. This 1x9 is a 1. It is an A. U is the 21st letter of the alphabet. What happens when you take a 1x9 and create 2 1x5s? You have an overlap where the stars would be created in Genesis 1, where your soul is depicted. So you'll have a 1x5 going from 69 to here and a 1x5 going from here to the bottom, making 2 1x5s. A 2 and a common 1. 21st letter is U. A-U-S. Now S, the 1x9, has 9 in the 1, like a 19 for S. A-U-S. The T now. The T is interesting because it's the 5-to-1 code. You have to know that you're making, not only are you making a 1, not only are you making a V, you are making an X, because the circled 1 here is a 1x5 coming out as well as a 1x5 going in. And a 5, 5, 5, and 5 is 20, which is a T. A-U-S-T. I. I is the 9th letter of our alphabet. There are 9 cells in the 1x9. A-U-S-T-I. N. N is the 14th letter. N is just the everything. Okay, think of it this way. There are 9 cells. You have a beginning, and middle, and an end to any story. Those are just the circles, part of the X and the ends of the 1x5s. So you have 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 for this 1x5, and 14 for that 1x5. N. Austin. Lee. Lee is the 12th letter of the alphabet. Now you can just think of the 12 as the 9 selves plus the beginning, middle, and end of the story. 3 plus 9 is 12. L. This 1x5 is one of the E's, 5th letter, and this 1x5 is the other E, 5th letter. Austin Lee. Meredith. Meredith would be the 13th letter of the alphabet, which would be the 9 ones, the beginning, the middle, the end. That would be 9 plus 3 is 12. Your 13 would be the whole thing as a 1. M. Again, the 1x5 for your E. Your R would be the 1x9 broken into a 1 and 8 other ones for the 18th letter of the alphabet. M-E-R. E would be, the second E would be the bottom 5. This one was used for the first E of Meredith. This one's the second E of Meredith. M-E-R-E. D. D can just be thought of as the circle at the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, the end of the story, and the book itself. M-E-R-E-D. I, the 9. T, the 5, the 5, the 5, and the 5. H. H, well, because we all come from somewhere. Everything is infinite. Everything comes from heaven. Pluton, the the first light created, is linked by a 1 by 2 to heaven. So all the 9 really means at the end of the day is that it's a circled 8. Because it comes from heaven. It comes from a reality beyond. H is the 8th letter. Austin Lee Meredith is the one. Alexandra MacDonald is the one. Nivek Onaj is the one. Insert your name here is the one. We're all the same, only different. If you were to break down numerically into ones and zeros and a leftover number, your given name, your date of birth, and the location in Earth where you were born, those would be 3 heavens and 3 leftover circles of circled numbers, where you would combine the 3 heavens and the 3 leftover circles to make 2 different snowmen. One snowman would be consisted of the 3 different heavens from your name, your date of birth, and the location on Earth where you were born. The other 3 circles would be the leftovers, and you would just have 2 different snowmen of 3 links each, which is representative of your double helix or your DNA, because you are part of the tribe of Dan. You are unique. If you were to take those 3 data points, your given name, your date of birth, your location in Earth, if you were to go as far as your time of birth, to make a 4th ball on your snowman, it makes you even more unique. And there's very low probability that your snowman will be equivalent to anyone else's snowman out there, which makes you a unique creator being in the flesh who cannot be grouped into a collective of things that are similar, because nothing is similar to you. You are unique, each and every one of us. To group you into a citizenship of a country based on rules and invisible lines of division, with different rules and different sets of invisible lines of division, no matter where you are in Earth and no matter what country, based on however they want to best control their population. It doesn't matter. You cannot be circled because you're an infinite, unique creation. If we all start thinking like that and all start defining ourselves as unique creator beings, you will see how you do not fit into the current paradigm, and how it's kind of like everyone likes to say and put it, legal name fraud, yada yada yada. Okay, get it? We all get it. We all get it, that you cannot bin us. Okay, you are not your name on your fucking piece of ID. You are not your birth certificate. You were tricked. You did not willingly give consent to be ruled over by the pigs of Animal Farm, who are a necessary evil in our waking up and our evolution. They must think they're doing a very good holy mission, right? They're not on a holy mission. I'm on a holy mission to contain a black hole so that we can recreate that creation everywhere on Earth, so that everywhere on Earth can have abundance for all. You know thyself. What's your Tetris? What's your Matrix guy? What's your snowman look like? What do the letters of your name look like? Where are you in this? I think that the people who resonate with me and my message are quite literally the neighbors of Austin Lee Meredith in this other reality. Austin Lee Meredith is working alone, at home probably, or somewhere in a basement, apartment probably. Maybe the guy that I resonate with from England is like my neighbor. Maybe the other people that I resonate with are other neighbors, or one of them's the landlord of the building I live in. But in this reality, because our bubbles our consciousness are all shook up like a snow globe, we could be anywhere in the Earth. And the more time that passes in that reality, the faster the wheels start to spin, and you cannot stop the wheel unless you pull the solenoids from the magnetic field of the magnetic flywheel. You know, every time you create a civilization in Earth, you turn on the battery, turn off the battery, that civilization, the ruins of that civilization remain, and they just get buried in the dirt, guy. That's why when you dig, you can find stuff, probably. If we turn on the device in our reality, it turns on the device in Austin Lee Meredith's reality. Once you wake up and everyone is able to see the numbers and see the math and see the creation code that's in everything. I look at everything. Every movie is just a black op. Kill Bill is a black op performed by like pretty much CIA agents in my mind. But not really, okay? It's people working with the support, and they're getting the backing financially from the people that are higher up the chain than they are, that allow these creative people to create content which follows the mathematics of creation because they were taught something. I don't know if they know the ins and outs of everything consciously or not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe that's why Q and U work together on that series. It was created because they understand the cosmic love story. This is a love story. Electricity in the form of energy will be created because of a love story. No Sam is Mason. If I have one consciousness to convince an Earth, to put my mind to rest about everything, which I feel more and more confident about as the days go on, which is probably why I'm a little bit more relaxed, it would be hers. If she doesn't already know this, maybe I'm the one that has to wake up to her level of consciousness. Maybe she knows all this already. Maybe she's completely oblivious. I don't know what's in her head. No man can say they know what's in any woman's head. So, you know, we are where we are. It is what it is. I'm intrigued by the response about building the device and finding the funds. But I'd rather the money for the device come from 20,000 people, 200,000 people, $1 each, than all the money from one person. Just because I'll know that more souls are rooting for this to actually work. Okay? There will be a number where we'll tip the scales. Okay? The good guys will outnumber the bad guys eventually. This is a tsunami of consciousness, evolution of love, understanding of love, the power of love, the knowledge of ego, but the understanding that in a world of duality, one doesn't have to use ego to create. It can be there, it can be understood, but love can be chosen each and every time before ego is chosen in any decision that you make. It's living in a world of duality, but choosing not to act in duality. Choosing not to act is not an option. Doing nothing, there's enough of that everywhere. Okay? We have infinite nothing, guy. So, I don't know if I can get Sheila Ann Amber Graves from this column, or if Sheila Ann Amber Graves is only found here, or if Sheila Ann Amber Graves is found somewhere else. It doesn't really matter, okay? Office space. I don't need 37 or 38 pieces of flair, okay? I'm okay convincing myself and expressing myself with just these 5, or just these 10 pieces of flair. Having more proof isn't going to convince me any further about what I already know. If you need 38 pieces of flair, that means that you haven't convinced yourself, which means you haven't decoded your reality enough to see the numbers that surround you. And the only person that can save you is yourself, and you got to put the effort and time into it. And don't be impatient, because it will come in time. Okay? When you're on the path of righteousness, it finds a way.